She glanced down at it. She felt distracted by the wide highways beckoning her south to Georgia. Maybe, she worried, Gwen was wrong. Maybe she hadn't felt a rush of new ideas because she wasn't like the other boarders at all. They were artists, and she still hadn't found her own special talent. "You city kids don't know what you're missing," Cousin Sidney said. "There's nothing like a Georgia summer." "What's it like?" Claudie asked. "Hot," Mama said. She spread the map across her lap, but she wasn't looking at it. She seemed distracted, too. "More than just hot," Cousin Sidney said. "You ever been on a farm, Claudie?" "No," Claudie said. "Never." She giggled, trying to imagine a farm in Harlem, pigs oinking down Fifth Avenue. "Well, you gotta help out with the chores, first off," Cousin Sidney said. "Milk the cows, collect the eggs from the hens, clean up the pig slop." Claudie gasped, grabbing her mother's arm. "Mama, do I have to clean up the pigs?" Her mother smiled, shaking her head. "He's teasing you." "I'm just saying," Cousin Sidney continued. "There's plenty to do on a farm, and your cousins will be excited to meet you." Claudie swallowed. She was excited to meet all of her family that lived at the Coleman farm, her grandmother, aunts and uncles, and especially her cousins Ross and Mavis. But she felt nervous, too. What if her cousins didn't like her? The twins were 11, and what if they thought she was a baby? What if they thought she dressed funny or talked strange? What if they thought she was a silly city girl who was too prissy to clean up pig slop? What if she and her cousins didn't get along like Mama and Cousin Sidney did? "It's not just fun and games," Mama said. "You remember what I told you?" "I remember," Claudie said. "The rules." She was thinking about her mother's warning, the night Mama had agreed to bring Claudie on the trip. "There's different rules we got to follow," she'd said. But she hadn't explained exactly what she meant. What were the rules? How was Claudie to even know? Cousin Sidney glanced at Mama and said, "There's rules everywhere, Gloria. You think Harlem's so free? They got you jammed up together in those run-down spots. At least in Shellman, there's the farm. We got something that belonged to us." There was a big difference, Claudie had to admit, between owning and borrowing. After all, if Miss Amelia owned the boarding house, Claudie wouldn't have to worry about her family and all the boarders getting thrown out on the street. But she didn't know many people in Harlem who owned much of anything. Was it freedom, really, if you were always just one bad break away from losing all you had? Maybe Cousin Sidney was right. Maybe it was better to have land you owned, land that could never be taken away. "I never said Harlem's perfect," Mama said. She patted Claudie's leg. "But the South is different, Claudie. I just want you to be prepared." "Prepared for what?" Claudie asked. "What does that mean?" "It means we've got to be nice and quiet and stay out of trouble." Her mother gave her a wry smile. "I've never been too good at that." Chapter 2. The Sheriff. There were rules everywhere, Cousin Sidney had said, and Claudie learned that there were rules on the open road, too. Over the next 2 days, Cousin Sidney explained that he never drove above the speed limit of 30 miles per hour, even as other motorists sped past him, because he didn't want to be arrested by the police. She learned that there were certain towns where he would pull over for gas and others he would pass by, her mother navigating from the map. She learned that there were places called Sun.